I don't know if this is like a big fiery debate or if I just got thrust into like a very tiny pocket of hostility, but there is right now a raging battle of people debating whether or not balding is real. Kind of. That's the statement that started it. That was like the shot heard around the world for this topic.
I don't believe in male balding.
Why?
First of all, if you're a male and you want to go bald, that's fine. Like, good for you. However, if you're a male and you don't want to go bald and you're balding anyway, that's where I take issue.
That opening line right there, I don't believe in male balding, actually reached through the fucking phone screen and tickled me. I was smiling. It goes so hard. I don't believe in male balding. Shit is a myth. It's like a cryptid, almost. I've never seen a bald man. No such thing. That's a goddamn lie. That's a deep state hoax right there. That's like 5G. I don't know. I love that. It just slaps. It's not exactly what she's saying, but it's how she lays the foundation. The point she's making is that she believes that balding is a solved problem. And if there's anyone who is bald without wanting to be bald, it's due to their laziness. It's fundamentally what she's getting at. She's saying, like, if you're bald and you choose to be bald, yippee, good for you, she says. But if you're balding and you don't want to be balding, well, you're just lazy.
Because women in this day and age have to do so much to upkeep their looks, and men cannot be bothered to just put some cream on their head or take a little vitamin or get a hair transplant even. Women are doing more than that.
So her point is, compared to female beauty standards, men balding is a significantly easier issue to tackle. You can really grab that one by the fucking nipples and solve it with creams and pills and hair transplants. And if you are balding and don't want to be, well, you're just a gluttonous sloth who's too lazy to fix this problem. And that's kind of the gist of it. I don't think she's super knowledgeable on how expensive, like, hair transplants are. They are not cheap, especially in today's day and age. Also, being put on medication, also not super cheap. So, like, yeah, you can get, like, the finasteride, the minoxidil, and, like, the combo there. Get it with the fucking two-piece, and from everything I understand about it, it seems to work to some degree. It varies person to person, obviously, because not everyone's just a fucking clone. So it doesn't work for everybody, but it does work a little bit for some people, and for others, more so. But it's never like the cure to baldness, as I understand it. There's not like a magic pill. Like, there's no like Phoenix down for your hair. Like, you can't, chug your way to a full head of hair again. Like, it is tough, and it is very expensive. And she's saying women do significantly more than this, but men can't even be bothered to do the bare minimum of stopping the balding with these pills, creams, and hair transplants. Again, there's not exactly, like it's not Courage the Cowardly Dog, where Eustace gets that handful of shit and can rub it on his head to fix the baldness, which ultimately led to other problems. Again, a lot of the medication does have, like, side effects and stuff, too. Like, it's not exactly the easiest thing. And I recognize that for women, there are a lot of things they go through for the sake of, like, the beauty standards that are put upon them that are also very difficult. But I don't think those should be celebrated either. I don't think there's anything good from putting this pressure on women or men to adhere to the beauty standards that people think they should.
More stigma for guys to do beauty products, and that includes like hairline stuff. Guys are like more generally insecure about doing stuff like that because they're not really supposed to. Beauty products, we were sold that that's a girl's thing, not a guy's thing.
I don't know how much of an excuse that is. There's not as much pressure on men in society as there is on women to upkeep their looks, and they just kind of get resigned to the fact that they're going bald. Versus if you ask any single woman something that's happening to their looks that they don't like, they will go ahead and fix it, whether it's like an at-home DIY solution to like professional, super expensive treatments.
Now in the comment section, everybody was dunking on the guy here, saying that he was mansplaining and not listening, and that he's like not even engaging in the conversation, and everyone is on her side about how she's, out here spitting and shitting the truth. Like, these are all facts that she is speaking about baldness not being real and easily solvable. I don't think he did anything wrong. He's right. There is a stigma around men using, like, toupees or wigs, because then, it's kind of like, I'm 5'6", right? A lot of people joke around like, just go get height surgery. Well, the people that get height surgery are constantly fucking clowned on. They get dunked on more than me at 5'6" when I play pickup basketball. Like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I get made fun of all the time for being short. It is what it is. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you gotta play with the hand you're dealt. My dad is 6'5". Man stole all the height genes from our lineage and then kicked the ladder out from under him. Can't do shit about it. I gotta live with it. So, like, I can stay 5'6", and I'm comfortable with it. I make jokes about it, but at the end of the day, I can't fucking change it without going and getting, like, life-changing surgery that'll have me debilitated for, like, 2 fucking years as my bones reform in my shins. I'm not going to do that. But if I did, I would be insulted for being so insecure about my height that I went through those extreme lengths to change it. And it's the same thing for bald men. You'll see this a lot, where like a bald guy will put on a toupee and it's not like the most optimal one. It's pretty clear he's wearing a toupee. People will make fun of him for being so insecure with that. And it's the same thing with other male beauty products that you'll see. There is a stigma around it. I don't know why she's pretending that doesn't exist. That's a very common and like really socially acceptable thing to make fun of a guy for, if he's trying to like fix baldness or something and it's not like perfect, you know what I mean? And while I agree with her that the standards for women are higher than that of men, it's not like it doesn't exist for men. As I mentioned, I'm 5'6". There are innumerable women that want nothing to do romantically with a guy my size, you know, petite, fun-sized men like me. And that's okay. Like, it is what it is. Like, I understand that. Like, but the point is, there is a pressure on men, at least to some degree, to a lesser degree than women, but it is there. And what she's reinforcing here is the idea that men have to continuously adhere to an ever-increasing pressure on beauty standards, which is very similar to what women have gone through for a long time. And I think both of these things here are not good. Like, it's not something to encourage and, like, pump your fist about as, like, a celebratory thing. I think it's a bad direction. So the guy's not saying anything wrong here. I don't know why he's getting spit on so much in the comment section. He's just saying, like, hey, you know, there's, like, a stigma that exists around it, so not every guy's gonna be all gung-ho and, like, enthusiastic about going and spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on creams and pills that aren't super efficacious, as well as spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a potential hair transplant that might not work super well or might not look all that great. Like, it's tricky, and it's a tough situation to be in. And to her point about female beauty standards and how much women go through to uphold, like, the female beauty standards that have been put on them for so many years now, she's not wrong in that perspective. But I don't know why it has to be a battle. I don't know why she needs to now start shaming men for not conforming to male beauty standards that are being put upon them. Like, yes, there are significantly more for women, but it's not like men are just allowed to be slobs forever. In fact, I don't know how many of you remember this, Don Tolliver just took a picture or had his picture taken with his girlfriend once, and the entire internet was insulting him for like 3 full days about how ugly he is and how shameful it is for her to be with him. And Don Tolliver, I don't even think is like a really unattractive looking guy. Like, there is still a pressure on men to look good, because they will also be insulted. That is the way the entire culture of, like, beauty has shifted, where everyone is expected to uphold, like, crazy standards, right? Now, of course, I do think it is still more for women, but it's not like it's non-existent for men. And I don't think balding is some kind of fabrication, some kind of made-up concept in that it's an easily solvable problem. It's not. And I also think that it's very hypocritical of her to take this stance that bald men are lazy by not going through all of these procedures to try and fix it, because women will go through tons of procedures for things they don't like. So like BBL or something, or a boob job. But I would also argue that men that are trying to tell women that they need to fix their flat ass, or like small titties aren't real, you're just lazy, are equally in the wrong for having that perspective. Like, if this video was completely flipped and it was some frat bro sitting there going like, yeah, bro, I actually don't believe in A-cups. Like, honkers of that size, I think are just, like, actually made up, make-believe. Like, just go get a boob job. Like, go take some biotin or something. Like, I'd equally be clowning on him for that perspective, too. Like, enforcing those kind of beauty standards and insulting people that don't, like, conform to it, I think is a bad thing. like for women and for men.
Girls have a lot of pressure to be valued based off their beauty, and guys have a lot of pressure to be valued more on how useful they are. And so guys kind of have an excuse. Like Jeff Bezos does not have to have hair if he doesn't want to because he has all the money in the world.
I know what you mean, but like, I wouldn't want to be with Jeff Bezos. He's old.
What advice do you have for people that are dating?
If they're wearing a hat, it might mean they're balding and self-conscious about it. So I would press and see if they're doing anything about that.
I love that signing off advice from her right there. If you're with a guy who's wearing a hat, this is a clear indicator that there might be some balding under there that he's very self-conscious about, so poke the fuck out of it. Make sure to interrogate, and if necessary, rip that hat right off and reveal the magician's secret underneath. There could be a chrome dome, and then you need to ask, well, what's he doing about it? I don't know, to me that just really rubs me the wrong way, because again, if you flip this, let's say it's a guy saying like, if you're with a girl who's wearing baggy pants, it might be a clear indicator of a not being super cheeked up. There might not be enough cake under there. So make sure to like press her on it. Like, what's she doing about that? Are you hitting squats? Are you getting a BBL anytime soon? Like, what's the regimen to fix this? That's just as bad. Like, I think this whole idea of these beauty standards being forced upon women and men are just getting even more out of control in the current climate, and it's just a complete race to the bottom. I'm very surprised to see how much support there was behind her statements, because I find it to be kind of hypocritical, but again, this is a debate that I don't know how big the topic is. I just find it very odd now, where she's coming out here and like shaming dudes for being insecure about balding, but then not fixing it. Like, there are so many extenuating factors that could play into that for why they can't fix it. Like, maybe they have tried all the creams. Maybe they've spent tons and tons of money trying to combat this problem to no avail. Like, there are so many things to take into account. If you want to do things to your body that make you happier and more comfortable, then go right ahead. But to do it because other people think that it's expected of you, I think is horrible. Like some people that are like feeling pressure to get a buccal fat removal procedure or some shit like that, because that's like the beauty trend. It's just not good. And it does exist for men too, to a lesser degree. I agree with her that women have definitely had more pressure on them when it comes to the beauty standard, but it's not like it is, non-existent when it comes to men as well. As evident by this take here that has a lot of support about how, like, men who are bald, they're just lazy, they gotta fix it. If they're self-conscious about baldness and doing nothing about it, they're lazy. In fact, rip their hat off to double check to make sure they're not bald and insecure. And it's just, I don't love that. And I was pretty surprised that this debate was so split. Well, not even split. Most people were on her side with the take. It was just surprising as all. Anyway, I've been yapping about this for a while, when really it might just be a full-blown nothing burger of a topic where I got roped into like the fucking gravitational pull of the debate, like the actual epicenter. No idea, but I found it to be interesting nonetheless. That's about it. See ya.